Welcome back. Everything in Sodom was about to end. In part 1, we saw how Lot chose to live in the wealthy city of Sodom, not knowing its wickedness had already reached heaven. Then in part 2, 2 mysterious angels arrived in the city. That night, everything was exposed. A violent mob surrounded Lot's house. The darkness of the city revealed itself, and in that terrifying moment, the angels revealed the truth. If you haven't seen part 1 and 2 yet, please pause this video and go back to watch part 1 and 2 so you understand this part. God was about to destroy Sodom. Now the clock was ticking. Lot had only a few hours to escape. He had to warn his family and run before sunrise. But there was a problem. No one believed him. And in just a few hours, fire would fall from heaven. This is the desperate escape from Sodom. The sky was turning pale with the first light of dawn. Lot and his family were running across the valley. Their feet pounded against the dry earth as they ran as fast as they could. Behind them stood the cities of the valley: Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboim, cities that once shined like jewels in the Jordan Valley, cities full of wealth, laughter, music, and power. But now something unseen hung over them: judgment. The angels had given only one command: run, do not stop, do not look back. Lot held his daughter's hands tightly as they ran. Fear pushed them forward. Every breath burned in their lungs. Every step felt heavier than the last. Ahead of them, in the distance, a small town appeared through the morning light. Zor, their place of safety, their escape. But behind them, someone was struggling. Lot's wife. She was running with them. Her feet moved forward, but her heart was somewhere else. Still inside the city, still inside Sodom, inside the home they had built, inside the life she had known for years. Leaving Sodom meant more than escaping danger. It meant losing everything: their house, their possessions, their memories, their status. Everything they had worked for was still back there, and something inside Lot's wife kept pulling her thoughts backward. She remembered the markets, the jewelry she once wore, the fine clothes, the celebrations, the life of comfort. Sodom had been wicked, but it had also been familiar, and sometimes the hardest thing for the human heart is letting go of what feels familiar, even when it is destroying us. The sky behind them began to change. Dark clouds gathered above the cities. The air felt strange, heavy, almost electric. Lot could feel it. Something terrifying was coming. He shouted to his family, "Don't stop, keep running." His daughters pushed forward with everything they had. But Lot's wife slowed, just slightly. Her mind whispered a dangerous question. What if nothing happened? What if the city was still standing? What if they had made a terrible mistake? The temptation was strong. Just one glance, just one look, just to see. But the command had been clear: do not look back. The valley grew quiet. The wind began to rise. A deep rumble rolled across the sky. Lot and his daughters kept running, but behind them, Lot's wife slowed again. Her breathing grew heavy. Her thoughts grew louder. She imagined the city behind her, the tall buildings, the crowded streets, the home they had lived in, the life she had loved. And before she could stop herself, she turned. Just one look, just one glance behind her. And in that moment, everything changed. A blinding flash exploded across the valley. The sky erupted. Fire poured from heaven like a storm of burning rain. Thunder roared across the land. The ground shook violently. Sodom and Gomorrah vanished beneath waves of fire and burning sulfur. Buildings collapsed instantly. Streets disappeared beneath flames. The valley became an ocean of destruction. The judgment of God had arrived. Lot and his daughters screamed and ran even faster. But suddenly, something strange happened. Lot felt the hand he was holding go still, completely still. He turned slightly, and his heart froze. Where his wife had been running, now stood a silent figure, a pillar of salt, frozen in place, motionless, a haunting monument in the valley. She had looked back. In that single moment, she became more than a victim. She became a warning that would echo through generations, a warning that even Jesus would one day repeat. Remember Lot's wife, because her story was never really about curiosity. It was about the heart. Her body had left Sodom, but her heart had never truly let it go. And when judgment came, that divided heart cost her everything. Lot stood there in horror. The woman who had shared his life was gone, turned into a silent statue in the valley. His daughters pulled desperately at his arms. "Father, we have to go." The firestorm was spreading. The heat was growing stronger. The ground trembled as the cities collapsed. Lot turned away, grief burning in his chest, and he kept running toward Zoar. Behind them, the valley disappeared. The once beautiful land became a burning wasteland. Smoke rose into the sky like a dark tower. The destruction was complete. Far away, on a hill overlooking the valley, another man was watching. Abraham, the man who had once pleaded with God for the people living there, and what he saw left him stunned. The entire valley had become smoke, like a massive furnace. The cities were gone, the laughter, the music, the power, all gone in a moment. Abraham had once asked God, "What if there are 10 righteous people?" But now he knew the truth. There were not 10, not even 10. Yet even in the destruction, God's mercy had acted first. Lot and his daughters had been rescued, not by luck, but by grace. As Abraham watched the smoke rise, he realized something terrifying about human nature. Sometimes people cling to destruction. Sometimes the familiar, the comfort, the possessions can blind even wise people to danger. Lot's wife had learned a painful truth. The hardest battle is not against fire or disaster. The hardest battle is against the heart that refuses to let go. The valley was now silent, scorched, empty, no laughter, no music, only ash and smoke. But the warning remained, because Sodom and Gomorrah were never just cities. They were a message, a warning about what happens when hearts reject mercy, justice, and compassion. And that warning still echoes today. Before you go, take a moment to think about what you just heard. Lot escaped. His daughters escaped. But Lot's wife looked back, and that one moment changed everything. And the story is not over yet. In part 4, we will uncover the shocking events that happened after the destruction, what Lot and his daughters did in the mountains, and the decisions that shaped future generations. You do not want to miss it. So if you enjoyed this story, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who loves powerful Bible stories. And I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. What lesson stood out to you the most? And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you will be the first to know when part 4 is released. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.